You know, guys, Ibrahim. I want to share my experience with you guys today. Well, it's not just my experience, myself and my wife, right? Um, what you're seeing on the screen here is a check. Is a check of $25,000 that was made as an initial investment, to a friend. You see, because we all have a responsibility, especially within the Sierra Leone or the African diaspora, right? To ensure that when we have these experiences, we share with everybody else. So nobody else falls prey to these kinds of issues, or at least you exercise caution. Because I have a belief. If I'm gonna give you, like I've always done over the years, I've given people money, to start businesses, just give them money to help them out, right? Because we're here in the diaspora, our brothers and sisters are back home. It is very hard for some of them, very difficult. So we give them money. I don't say, okay, we're gonna go into a business because I know that 10 chances out of one, you are not gonna have anything back. But this was a different experience. So this guy, let me put him on the screen here. His name is Dunrick. I've known him all the way back from Sierra Leone. We all came from Sierra Leone. We went to school together and everything. And along the way, we crossed paths again in the United States. Few years back, way back, right? But I think he lived in London for a while until he was able to migrate and came to the United States. I mean, I saw this brother struggling, and this was a man who did good for himself. He tried along the way through his struggles, went to school, had his BSc, had his master's. Actually, I'm sure he started with an associate's, had a bachelor's, had his master's. So, brother is doing well, right? And this is a man who has always come to me with business ideas and proposals and all kinds of stuff. And that was why you saw the check that I was sharing with you. That's how the check came about. And we made this check out to his business, after it came with this beautiful proposal, for months, pestering me, because that's what I would call it. Hey, Brian, this is a great proposal. This is a great business opportunity. We can make money out of this. We'll be all right for the rest of our lifetime, you know? And we looked at this, myself, my wife. We're like, hey, what do we do? I mean, of course, my wife was not in line with stuff like this. But knowing that a couple of times I've tried different, kinds of business opportunities, especially like in the stock market, where she was not a fan of, but she saw the potential and money that I could have made. So when this guy Dunrick came with this opportunity, his name is Dunrick Soji Thomas, by the way, grew up in Wilberforce, at Freetown. When he came with this proposal, I discussed it with my wife, and my wife was very apprehensive. Like she knew exactly what was going to happen as to what happened now, and it's very shameful. It's very pathetic. We all know that businesses are businesses. But what happens is when you go into a business with somebody and then things are not going the way they should go, and all of a sudden this person starts having an attitude. Now, when you text them, they don't return your text on time. You call them, they don't call back. Matter of fact, these people always have troubles and problems, like in his case. I mean, we gave him this check back in 2021. 2021, April 8th was when we made this check out. Guys, think about this, $25,000. How many Sierra Leoneans did you know that would have the zeal, the guts, and, just to even give you $100? Not 1,000, not 5,000, not 10,000, not 20, 25,000. Actually, I wanted to give this guy 40,000 because the proposal that he gave me, I mean, when you look at the proposal, this is the proposal right here. It is a beautiful proposal. And matter of fact, this business, because it has to do with, psychiatry and mental health and all of that, this business would, the potential that I saw in this business was at the height of COVID when this business came. That's when mental health, skyrocketed through the roof. Behavioral health issues skyrocketed through the roof. So it was an opportunity at the time for us to help people. It was not even about the money, but a lot of people were going through, difficult times. People having a hard mental breakdown, just staying in the house, staying all day, not going into work and staying home, working from home. So it was a very difficult time. So this opportunity, because again, this guy, I mean, he has all the certifications put together, registered with the state of Maryland and everything. So it's been 3 years since we gave him this money. 3 years, some months now. And this man, now the last text that I got from him, I want to share this with you guys because it's pathetic. And it's been text after text after text. Sometimes I'll text him. It takes a month before he responds. Treating us like we're fools and idiots. But this is the situation. So I want to share that with you. And I want you guys to understand. I mean, this man this is the website for the proposed business that we're going to do. And the reason why I'm sharing this, I don't know if there are any other, victims, because I'm sure there were a few Sierra Leoneans that he put this proposal to. I don't know what the experience has been. And I don't know how many people he owes money. But I know that, he owes us money. And it's sad that, the last, when I texted him the other day, I was like, hey, Donrick, please give me a definitive date when you will refund that $25,000. This was a crash-proof business. This was a business that was not supposed to fail. So he responded. He responded with an, automatic, kind of response from the business perspective, right? So now this was a man who, out of sympathy, he said, okay, let me help him improve his business. And in the, in the course of the business, of course, we not only make money, but we're going to be helping people that are having mental health challenges, right? But look at the response that he gave me. Hello, Ibrahim. Thank you for reaching out. We completely understand your frustration, and we sincerely apologize for any inconvenience this situation may have caused you and your wife. At present, we have requested reimbursement for the funds spent on repairs to the office space in the church, and once we receive confirmation on the reimbursement timeline, we will promptly inform you. Please rest assured that we are working diligently to resolve this matter. We would also like to remind you that the funds was invested into business startups, but due to impact of COVID-19 pandemic, especially with limited referrals, our recovery had been slower than anticipated. We greatly appreciate your patience and understanding as we navigate these challenges. And so I responded back, I say, is this Educare speaking or Donrick speaking? Because again, this is his business, right? This is the website. Everything was up and going. Again, COVID, if anybody knows anything about COVID, mental health was the biggest, industry that saw a big boom. There was no reason for this business to fail. But again, it is not just the business failing. It is the fact that this is how this guy responds to me. And this has been going on for like 3 years. This is the same response we get every time. And that is why I want to share that, with, my brothers and sisters in the community. I've run out of patience. There are other ways you say, Ibrahim, you can recoup. Yes. But look at this. Let me show you guys the proposal. To establish an outpatient mental health clinic in Tacoma, Langley Park, $10,000 one-time in payment, monthly repayment gratuity of 0.3%. This was everything. It looked very good, guys. You can pause the video and read through if you want to read through. But this was it, man. We had an office space and everything. There was no reason for this business to crash. But I'm beginning to feel like, the reason why I'm sharing this, it is for people that say, Africans don't help each other. Africans don't care about themselves. And I want you to know there are good people like myself out here who are willing to help our brothers and sisters that are making the moves, making the efforts. But it's the when things go bad, when things go awry, business, doesn't go the way it should be. It is the way they respond to this. It makes you now start thinking, are these people criminals? Are they a 419er? Was this all a big scam to get money out of me and maybe many other people out there that might see this video and say, hey, Ibrahim, you were not alone. I gave this guy some money, to do his business. And he told me it was going to be very profitable. And of course, it was COVID. And we knew that the industry itself was, was a booming industry during COVID time. Healthcare, mental health issues, behavioral health was a big thing. Matter of fact, it had its spark during COVID. That's when a lot of people fell into depression, and they needed care. And that was the opportunity that we saw so we can help people. And that's why it saddens me that it came to this. I can show you emails of this guy going back all the way to 2020. Before I even gave him the check in 2021, my wife decided and agreed that we could give him the check. But this is the check, guys, for $25,000. How many people you know that would do something like this within our Sierra Leone community? So this is just the first part of this. I'm not going to go deep, but the next time I come back, I'm going to take everything one after the other. But I just want you to know, this is the guy. His name is Dunrick Soji Thomas. If you are one of those people that might have received or gave money to him or received a proposal, a business proposal, and you gave him money and we're all in the same boat, let me know. Reach out. Let's talk about it, because I just want to be sure that we're not running a Ponzi scheme here. This is the United States of America. We've seen all kinds of Ponzi schemes. We've seen all kinds of criminal enterprises where people would show you all kinds of things thinking that you're doing the right thing. Again, I'm not going to, this guy recently even lost his mother. May her soul rest in peace. He called me and told me that, hey, my mom said I should call you so that we don't, our relationship does not end because of money. We've come a long way. So, money should not be the reason that we separate or go our ways. But this is the guy who's treating me with disrespect. When I text him, he's texting me like it's the business. Oh, now it's the business talking to me. Even though when I gave you the money, it was because I knew you personally, a long way. I said, okay, let me help this brother. If I'm the reason for him to succeed in life, let me do it. And I helped this guy, and he's treating me with disrespect. And now, think about it, $25,000, and I'm thinking about now getting a lawyer. You're going to spend not less than $3,000 to $10,000 on a lawyer. So I'm losing more money because of some disrespectful idiot who does not know how to communicate effectively. So I just want to share this Nadi Salon community and to my African brothers and sisters out there, because you might be in the same boat, and I'm sure you might have helped somebody and they turned out to be a scam. They turned out to be a rogue, a thief, a criminal. Or maybe business just didn't go good, but it's about the communication, right? It's how they communicate with you. In situations like these, if it was me, somebody had the gumption to give me that much money in this country, in America, for somebody to come out and take $25,000 out of their money and lend you to say, let's go to business. And you're going to start treating them with disrespect. Hey, I'm not going to tell you don't help, because everybody, you know your situation better. But be careful with people that you help out there. But this is just part one of this, because this is going to be an ongoing thing. All right. I'm going to keep sharing this. I'll bring more details so you guys can see, but this is just the part one.